Ladies and gentlemen, welcome for the 5th game here in Delft. We are seeing Bonozone Women's against P to the C. And I'm here together with Frances Didderly.
Hi there, how are you? Just a quick drop from Captain Diola Injai.
Yes, and we see Nola Scholten picking it up. She is a Belgian player here to Lieve Stro looking, but she is not getting something from the stack. Back to Scholten, 13 again. Looking, going for a nice inside here, 99 to 80. I think this team is a mix-up in some Dutch players and German players as well. Lieve Stro to number 99, Worm. Getting close to the end zone. 34, watching what she got. Not really getting what she wants here. But Lieve Stro going deep in the end zone. Ooh, and almost collects it for the first point. But it is a turn for the Bonozone team. Francis, do you know any of these teams playing here?
I know the 4 players from Lilliput in white. It has been a little bit rough. Lilliput wanted to join as a full team, but first there were 7, and then there were 6, and then there were 5, and now there are 4.
So they are also a put together team for this tournament again.
Yeah, they are mixed with Ude Cologne from Köln, Germany.
So Lilliput, or I have to say P to the C, is getting great momentum forward. Number 10 here for a big upfield. Number 50 is on the sideline, giving it with a nice get from number 90. She is watching to the close to the end zone, and ooh, nice save, keeping it in for the combined team from Lilliput. Watching, trying to get it off the line, number 53. 53 in front of the end zone. Watching. Not really getting open options in front, but a nice swing here. And a nice swing into the end zone, which will make the first score for Lilliput.
Diola Injai with the score, again, one of the Puke players. She played with the French Masters mixed team that got a silver medal in Bologna this last year. She is coming into her own. Over the past couple of years, she's really developed into a very strong cutter.
Yeah, I also think we can say that from the girls I know from the Bonozone team, we have some very young and talented players like Ten Kate, Lieve Stro, Scholten. They are like the young players you need to.
And what teams are they coming from? Where is the main focus of these strong players from?
Ten Kate is from Grut. Veerle also playing for Grut for a few years. Lieve Stro was a practice-only player. Scholten is from Belgium, and we know the Belgian program is really good. So yeah, I think that's where the origin of them is from. Ten Kate picking up, going forward, centering to her again, wearing her Grut bench, which makes me a little proud. And getting the upline again. And throws a very nice, I would say, oh, but it's deeds by the P2C player, getting a nice round for 65, Mrs. Gwenup.
Another one of the Puke players, Karina Gwenup.
15 in front, and here's a good power position. There is someone leaving for it, and the throw is just a meter too far for number 68 to collect. Hurling, and now Bonozone again has a new opportunity for their offense.
I think there's a mix-up, and Sophia Hurling is currently on the mark. She has no number on her jersey. She, I guess, objected to wearing her Puke jersey for a non-Puke team.
And what do you think of this defense here?
I think it's a great decision. As we can see, there's a turn. There's been a lot of variable wind, especially here in the stands. The bleachers are blocking a lot, so there's a lot of swirling wind on the fields. And I think it's a good decision to play, to mix up between match and zone.
I see a bit of a hesitation, but the disc is picked up by number 16. But I don't. And Ten Kate is here for the defense and is quite quick, I have to say, on her defense here in front. And also picking the disc up. But the other team puts the zone again. We just saw it at a game before. 1 person marking and a 3-person cup or wall more in front of the disc. And we see some gaps just behind the wall, but I have the feeling they struggle quite a bit throwing it there. And also a bit of an overthrown, risky throw by Tenkate.
That was rather ambitious. I think she had a good hammer earlier in the point. I like taking over the head shots early when you're playing against the zone. It means that the zone has to pay attention to those, but obviously sometimes they get eaten up by the wind.
Yeah, I also almost think it's necessary to have those big throws and those arounds to break open the zone in a game like this.
Definitely.
And there is a perfect throw in front, but just a wiggly catch. And that makes Bonazone again have an opportunity. Number 52 picking up.
That's such a shame. Anso put her defender on skates right there, and she was unable to concretize and score the point.
Tenkate, and Tenkate, back to Tenkate. She is really dominant here in the handler space together with number 52. Getting really good through and over the wall. That's a nice catch from number 11, Kruithof. Kruithof to Tenkate. Tenkate is quite trapped on the sideline, but fights 52, but it's just again not converted.
Kramer had a really good see on that. I think that sometimes when you crash and the cup collapses around you, those players become aware of what's going to happen, especially with the wind. Sometimes a throw can just float right there and you can smack it down.
Yeah, it's really important to keep spinning. And but here's a beautiful gainer from number 52. Or 15, I mean. And there's a bit of a wiggly pass. And again, I have the feeling the turns are getting all on the sideline in that corner. It's a difficult corner to execute from.
It's hard to see where the wind is coming from. I'm here in the bleachers. It feels like it's almost blowing sort of around in a circle, but I can't tell if it's pushing towards the near sideline.
I have the feeling at the end of the tribune, the wind gets in again. And there's a D from number 80 and puts it deep. Ooh, and just too far. I do have the feeling we get a bit of an up-downward situation.
Yes, definitely. It does feel like the wind is coming from our left on the screen towards the right. Once again, Anne-Sophie Haring, she would have laid out for that at French Nationals. She'll see how disappointed I am in her later when she watches this.
And this is a nice throw from Tenkate, which is caught very nice. The holes are being seen by the offensive players here. Tenkate get a trap around her to 52 again. 52 watching, not sure what she has to do, and puts it around. And a backhand from Tenkate to 52 again.
Excellent toe in right there. Whew.
Back to Tenkate, and ooh, that was almost too far. Tenkate again with a snappy catch there. Number 16. .52 swinging it around, getting to make their defenders run a bit. And there's a hand block.
And the crowd goes wild. You can hear the puke players in the background and from our men's team cheering on
a men's
Anne-Sophie
team
Haring.
here fanning over. Picking up by number 16. But immediate turn. It is really a hard wind, I think. It's not been this hard. It's with the games going on and the winds get harder and harder. But Tenkate is putting it deep and just too far, and two defenders underneath. 16 putting it right through. 55, 56 here.
Gwen with the disc again.
To 16. 16 putting it big again. Oh, but number 11 underneath. Kruithof with the D on the sideline.
So Anna, on these long points, these are really just what I call turnover wars.
Yeah.
How do you mentally stay in a point like this? How are you supposed to do it when very little works, but you know that you can get the D back eventually?
I have the feeling it's just on character. You have to want it so badly. And also trying to minimize or like throw what you're able to throw and know, okay, my insides are good, I stick with the insides. Yeah. Or I like to cut. Just do your job super good.
Try and focus
here.
on actually just getting one thing correct.
Exactly. Tenkate to 52. I have to say the connection between 52 and Tenkate is super well. Throwing it around the cup. Number Krijthoff again with the disc, looking for 52. 52 looks at Tenkate, but she is well defended. Putting it over the cup. Beautiful, beautiful look. And now Bona zone is in the red zone. Very close to the end zone. But they have to keep their calm to collect it. Tenkate raising her hand. I'm open, I'm open. And 52 putting it up. Beautiful catch by Tenkate.
You can see that every time that one of the either 52 or Tenkate is getting the disc, Anne-Sophie Arling is putting her hands in the air. Great throw.
Great throw. Oh, just too small. And we do not have the name of number 52. So people in the comments, if you know the name of number 52, please let us know. And another opportunity for Lilliput. They are putting up with a horizontal stack. And I think they are surrounding their horizontal stack a bit, taking away their first option.
Yeah, it looks like it's match on the handlers and sort of a diamond downfield.
Yeah, Pochi D, number 15 here. Springer, looking for it. Demanding ladies comeback and putting a beautiful blade, but just too far again. This is a really tough for second point, I have to say.
In comparison to the first point, this one is, what, at least 6 times longer?
At least, yeah. But again, putting their zone up. And I think this is a moment of Tenkate thinking, let's just get over with it. But still, too many defenders under this disc. 15 again to the side. And that was a very lucky and second catch from the Lilliput player. Springer with the disc, trying to get it off the sideline. Getting saved by number 16, Sam. Sam looking for this around. Springer getting open in front of her, and Springer sees the deep. Trying to read it well, and it is a score for this extremely long and exhausting point. This is really, really, really a mental game from now on. What do you think, Francis?
I think that's a great point from Anne-Sophie Arling. I love throwing that throw, personally, to her, and she knows when to cut for it. I would say that right now the momentum is a little bit from P2C. It's important to win those marathon points, especially when you have the big throwers like Tenkate and 52 who are working well together. They had to play a lot on that point, and they had to move their legs a lot. So I think that P2C have a small advantage. We'll see what they can do right here to continue digging into that.
Yeah. And what do you think about the rosters? They are both not with the biggest team. 5th game of the day.
This is their third, I believe.
Or third for them, but the 5th in the round. But do you think that already tired legs are playing a role in this game? Or
I would say so.
Yeah?
Yes. Especially because both of them are not exactly the largest rosters. They've got a lot of pickups. Really, pickup teams, the important thing is to gel early, and energy is almost more important than finding any tactical advantage. And right now, there's a good connection, I think, between the U de Cologne and the PUC players themselves. They've found something that works for them, which is their zone.
Yes.
So if they can ride that to some small victories.
I think this pool is really an advantage of the bonus zone players. It's quite close to their end zone. Also coming up with a horizontal stack. Ooh, but the first throw is off immediately. Lievestro was not able to catch that low on the ground. And we see a horizontal stack from the P to the C as well. Getting immediate turn and a new position for, and again Lievestro got it in front of the end zone. Dumps it to Scholte. Scholte looking, turning a nice around, throwing this nice around to number 99, Worm. Worm to Hansma. Hansma faking the inside. Worm again. Worm in front of the end zone. And a great break throw, but just too far again. But this is something I haven't seen that much. It was a really calm offense in front of the end zone. And I hope we can see a bit more of this calmness.
Yeah, in the wind, it's a little bit hard. Personally, I used to hate playing in the wind. I don't know how you feel about it, but I think one of the biggest advantages is that if you accept the wind, psychological. What a great grab from Gwen App.
Very nice grab. Very nice grab by the, I assume, a gentle player that's here and putting it deep. And it's just, in the hands of the offensive player. But there must be a call. Accepted fall, I think. Or strip.
Seems like a strange call to me, but if they're okay.
And it's put deep again. Perfect in the... And they're in the red zone now. Number 10 puts it in front and right in the face.
It looks like there's something being discussed right here. Personally, I feel like the player number 90, it looks like, I think she's just calling an injury. I agree. It didn't look like there was any contact on the call there. But I think before, you know what I'm saying, one of the great things about the wind is that if you accept the wind, it becomes your friend. It becomes the 8th defender on the field. And it can kind of unburden you psychologically to put up something that you normally wouldn't. You know that you're going to turn it over at some point. So you can probably put up a more speculative huck. And you know what? Some teams aren't expecting you to huck it against the wind when you're going straight into it. So it's an advantage, I think, if you can accept it.
True. But still, rather, I would always play without. Scholte picking up. Getting a straight force. Leave a throw in front of her, but dumping it to number 99. Worm again. Scholte. Trying to get out of their end zone and leave a throw perfect in front of her. Back to Scholte. Leave a throw. And just again. 15. Springer puts it and great, unbelievable catch. Which makes the score 3-0. Unbelievable.
What a great grab from Karina right there. Gonna give a shout out to Evan, her partner. Watching from home with his dog, hopefully.
Karina Gwenab taking the goal. Here we have a nice, beautiful throw by Springer and a beautiful catch by Gwenab. And I do think in these situations the hammer is a perfect option. If you just think about it, it's not overshoot. I like to see it.
Of course you do. You've played on some teams that throw hammers, right? No, I agree. I think that especially going in the wind, if you put up a bladey hammer, it's going to sit a little bit, and that's what gave Gwen up the extra second to be able to adjust and lay out. Even though it looked like it was too far, going into the wind, that hammer is going to flatten out a little bit.
Yeah, I'm curious what the white team will put up as defense. The zone has been quite effective for them, especially for bonus zone going upwind. Frankat and Kate discussing with her teammates. And I'm curious how the bonus zone team also will adapt on the defense. The P to the C will put up. Number 52 picking up, Tenkate. And they have put the same zone. Again to 52. I almost have the feeling the game or the disc only moves between 52 and Tenkate. And here we have Tenkate again trying to get around to find 52 in the field. But they are really having a hard time getting it through this zone again. There are some gaps behind. But I see them also. Ooh, and that's just too far. Again, number 15 picking it up. Springer again. Fakes it deep. But throws a nice Nice dump pass and is open immediately in power position. And of course, she throws to deep. But Ten Kate underneath and snaps that right away.
I like the give and go from Springer, though. I like using that momentum to put something up that's very fast. Even if you have to turn it over and transition into the zone, it's been working.
Nice save by Ten Kate here on the line. And again, this zone is really, really difficult. But here's a big over the top and it's perfect in the hands of 29 Vos. To 37, 16, 11 again. Kruithof trying to get out of this trap. 52 for the rescue.
Ten Kate is calling it for it. Every single time the disc gets to the far side of the field, she's calling for it to get back to her.
And I do have the feeling you need to search for the gaps here in this zone. And they are mostly behind the cup or the bigger rounds. Ten Kate looking her options in the end zone, but going for the rounds. 16 with the disc. To Ten Kate. Ten Kate looking again. And they're getting a bit to the backfield. 52. 52, a nice blade over the top. Oh, and 3 girls down. And Ten Kate having a bit of pain, I'm afraid.
And Anne-Sophie Erling, too aggressive on the defense. I think it's a good search, but she wasn't able to see Ten Kate in front of her.
But also, it was a quite bumpy attack. Not sure if Ten Kate is going to call anything. Might be a fall. What do you think?
I would say that that's definitely a foul. Probably could call a dangerous play on that. I think the contact from Erling is too much. We can see it again.
We have a replay here. Yeah.
It does look like Erling's contact actually is mostly with her through her teammate, but I do agree that there's probably a foul on Ten Kate. But it looks like it was waved off. It looks like there's no foul called.
I think so too. Turn. And number 35 picking up. Beautiful swing to 80. Big gainer here, upfield, 52 again with the disc. And a turn. Scholte. Scholte to 52. Back to Scholte. And the zone stands again. I think they will stick with the zone because they are generating some turns. Oh.
Once again, I think they're the 2 Puck women. There's Mathilde Patnotre, who's wearing the cap, and Anne-Sophie Erling, who's mostly on the mark. She is generating a lot of pressure just on those swings.
Yeah. Ooh, nice save here by the Lipuk player, and big swing. Nice to Springer. Springer looking in the end zone, looking to her dump, wanting a reset. But a very tight defense, and that pays off with a turn. Number 52 getting the disc again, and the other team already putting up their zone. But there is a timeout called by Bonazone, so we will have a short break and be back in a few.
I'm Steph Pazzo, and I must eat.
Sometimes commentator, sometimes food eater.
On my ultimate travels in 2023, I sampled culinary classics from all across Europe.
Oh, wow.
Guided by some of your favorite ultimate players.
That's the Dutch hospitality for you right there.
I'll give you an insight into the secret spots that only the locals know.
Are these the best schnitzels in Vienna?
Yes, of course.
Yes, of course.
Go find Steph Pazzo on YouTube. Like and subscribe and follow the European Ultimate Must Eat series.
Those who do not know their history can never relive it. The skies, the dives, the sideline smiles. Our past is held in photo albums, drinking stories. The present is a gift. And here at ULTI.TV, we want to make sure we always appreciate it, capturing the immortal moments of Ultimate from around the world and making sure everyone can enjoy them for free, forever. Because the future belongs to all of us.
And we are back here at Rising High. Francis, how is your tournament going?
My tournament's going pretty well. I'm playing for Puke Open. So the men's side of part of this white team right here, we're doing pretty well. We went 3-0, so we got a bye for our last game, thankfully. Some people went out and partied a little too hardy last night, but overall we're cruising, doing well.
And can you also tell us a bit more about the playing style of the Puke girls?
Yeah. So
what are they known for?
Well, Puke currently. Lydie Puke, currently third in France they're third place from last year. They played regionals, I think was their last tournament that they played, especially on stream. That was from last September or late August, I believe. They're normally known for moving through some pretty strong handlers who are not here. And there's 4 or 5, I believe 4 players who are on the French women's team that is going to Australia as well. None of them are here right now, but that's a lot of the strong player bases through those 4.
That's nice to know. And also about this zone, how do you think it's like the best or most effective way at this moment now?
I think it's working. The more Ds you can get, the better. This is not a Puke zone. This looks like a Cologne thing, but I really like these sorts of trap zones that are aggressive and put a lot of pressure on throwers to make hard decisions.
Yeah, I think Scholten here is putting a really nice put through their zone, but a little bit too far for 37 to reach. We have a nice deep shot for 60 and Scholten under it with the D again. And now have to pick it up and have to try to again play through the zone, which has now been put up again. 52 to Scholten. Swing to the sideline. Nice to 52. Scholten again. Scholten to Kruithof. Scholten. Looking for a bigger round. Not getting it. And 52 to the rescue again. And now they're getting a bit ahead of the zone and trying to keep that momentum forward. What do you think of the playing style from the Bonazone girls? Especially maybe the handlers, they have quite a dominant role in this team.
I think that the crashing is really helping them. It's in these 4-person zones as a speculative shot goes up, but it's caught.
Beautiful by Scholten.
But I think that crashing, especially in these sorts of wide zones, you can see that the second, if you want to call it layer, that there's a touch
Small
foul.
bump.
Not called, but I think that second layer, usually they're a little bit further from the thrower, and so crashing becomes a lot more dangerous.
Beautiful throw also here by Scholten, just around her defender. And now again in a static position, trying to put that disc moving forward. 252 again. Looking for the big, faking the big. Scholten to get it up line. I think pass by pass they are working their way up, but it is very important to keep your patience here in a zone like this. And beautiful layout save. Again, this snappy inside. And I have the feeling Bonazone is getting way closer to their end zone and keeping really patient here and trying to work it up. Kruithof to Scholten. And how do you feel Ten Katen now is out of the game? Oh, turn.
I think they're adapting pretty well. A big shot goes up to Elling.
Big shot. And Springer tried to just bump it deep, but now for the Bonazone girls have to work it all the way up. They came so far. I'm curious how they will try to put through the zone again.
I think this is what I was talking about before. Sometimes, as an offense, you spend so much time dinking and dunking and trying to find little gaps in the zone, and you do it for 20 points, and then you drop it and you see all of your work go away in one throw.
Exactly. But I do think maybe the Hawk and D is working quite well for the white team in this game. And Tenkate not playing anymore, I do think that's quite effective. Or like, it has an effect on the game. She's well known for like her big flick hugs over the zone and her athletic play in the air. Ooh, 52 trying to reach. And Springer almost running to the disc, picking it up. Eager to have that flick throw from again. And aggressive up the line cut. Catching it and sees two white girls cutting open on the open sides. Swing it. Number 80 puts it in the end zone. Beautiful, beautiful swing here in the end zone.
And the crowd goes wild once again. Erling marking a second point on her stat sheet.
Can you also maybe tell us a bit more about Springer, number 15? Is she like a classic handler known, or what kind of role does she normally take on?
I don't know Springer personally, but I love the way that she plays. I love this.
So she is not a French Lilliput girl?
No, I believe she's one of the Cologne women who, again, consists of the majority of this team. Sorry for Cologne fans out there. I'm more familiar with the players that I'm with. If you know of anything about them, please drop a message in the chat. Give us a like while you're at it too. But no, Springer, I like the way that she dynamically moves the disc. You can tell that she attracts a lot of attention from the defense. So even when she doesn't get it, somebody will rotate to try and help, and somebody else is open on a different part of the field.
Exactly. And as a handler myself, I do also love that she is so aggressive on the up lines. Oh, there is a switch going on. It's not halftime yet, I believe, but...
Or maybe that was halftime. In Rising High, we have a timed half as well. It's just a switch of the field, so they'll start on opposite sides.
And they go again. Now giving the white team an opportunity to defend downwind again, upwind, I'm sorry, which the bonus zone girls will have struggled or are struggling with quite a lot. But a hand is raised. A new O-line, fresh O-line is put up. And Springer with the disc.
So just for a little note about format for this tournament, the women's division, there are only 7 teams as opposed to 24 in the open division. The 7 teams are just playing a round robin, and their last game will be the final, I believe, between the top 2 teams. And as opposed to the open division, we played in 6 different pools of 4, and we have the top 6 seeds going into the high division. The best 2 seeds are playing in the quarter as well. And then the rest of the teams will be playing a bracket of 16 in the rising division.
We can do some rating the pool also. What did you give if you needed to give a 1 out of 10 of this pool?
Of the women's pool?
No, I mean the pool.
The pool.
But it's okay. We'll do it next one. But now, leaves through on the disc. Stuck on the sideline, but number 99 is getting there. Worm looking for an upfield option. But the white girls are really tight on the defense in the necks of the bonus zone girls. Back to Worm again. Worm looking. Shaking her head, no. 85. Nice swing around. Number 7 with the disc. Looking for an option. Has a nice dump, wide swing, upfield. And they're getting in the red zone again. And just too far for leave a throw. And again, a turn is made. And the P to the C team is on offense again. Springer picking up the disc. Swinging it quite big. And number 90 is for the wide open at the undercut. Looking up front. Getting a dump. And there are no deep cuts here. Swing. Springer fakes. And number 65 has the disc again. Gwen up. getting a higher stall, but Springer, of course, gets open on the open sides and puts a big hug. Number 10 is chasing, and it's just too far for number 10.
Lay out for the camera.
Reach. Yeah, come on, you're on the live stream, ladies.
I love the work between Zam and Springer, though. You can tell that they have chemistry together, handling. I think that they both kind of complement each other very well. Zam seems a little bit more low tempo, where Springer's very much an up-tempo handler, but I think that benefits both of them.
And
Jai gets the run through immediately.
D. Now in front of the end zone again, trying to put it in, and there's a beautiful backhand outside to number 10 from the number 10, Jessica Durst.
All right. Durst doesn't get the layout, but she does get the point.
That is true. That is definitely true. And the score now is 0-5. And we are just over half. I think points are getting quite quicker. And the game is getting a bit cleaner.
I wonder what Bonazone is going to cook up this point. It looks like Tenkate is coming back. At this point, that's going to help them with throwing.
I think that would be very nice. Also a downwind point for the Bonazone girls. I hope that might help them also a bit. Because I have to say my heart also goes out to the Tenkate good player. If I'm not too biased here.
Keep your bias, keep your bias.
Okay, then you can have your bias too.
We got to have some spice in the booth.
We equal it out. And Francis, are we going to hear you more on this ULTI.TV weekend?
That highly depends on how everything turns out for me tomorrow.
Okay.
We just found out that we were playing Frisbee Bears in the quarterfinals, so not an easy game. And I'm going to be going up against my good friend Eike on the other side.
So you are doing playing and commentating in one tournament.
Won't be the first time, and probably not the last either.
Okay. So this pool, how do we rate?
I give that probably a 4 out of 10.
Yeah, I have to be honest with you. I would give that too.
I like that it's on the sideline, but I think a roller, especially when you're going into the wind like that, is a little more advantageous.
But the Bonazone girls are on, going to Tenkate. Back to the trying to swing. Tenkate in front, swinging it. 52. Scholte in the middle, looking to get it out of that position and puts it deep to Tenkate, and Tenkate running deep and collects the first score for the Bonazone girls. Scholte to Tenkate. Beautiful connection is made here.
That is a very nice connection.
And
I was thinking last point that Scholte had some very good handling within the zone. She almost seems to step into a role that Tenkate had earlier, so I love that huck over the zone.
Here we have the replay, and it is perfectly put in front of Tenkate. And I have to notice there are not many defenders around her in that area.
I think that one of the things that opened up is that Bonazone managed to swing it from one side to the other, and once you manage to have that sort of motion, that sort of a rubber band motion where you get it from one side, you've worked it all the way over there, and then you work it all the way back, especially in a zone. Some defenders are going to be out of position, and it's what allows the huck to go up.
Exactly. Now they have a chance to defend again. And Francis, tell me one more thing about your tournament as a player here. A quick in between. How are the games for you looking?
Good.
Did you play your A game this weekend?
Oh, did I play my A game? I'm pretty sure that Steph said that we weren't playing as badly as the other team in the first game. I was probably playing my second worst.
Okay.
Not my worst, but not great either. We managed to clean it up after that.
Springer again with a disc forward, getting a big open option in front of her, trying to get it back to Springer, but she is getting it in front. And there was the D I was just talking about. Bonazone girls trying to step up their game. Frank and Tenkate picking up. Lievestru is there for her. Lievestru getting the disc. Did you know this number 17 girl, Lievestru, is also partly French? And
amazing.
Speaking French fluently, so she might get a little bit of information from the opponent, but we don't know. Lievestru on the sideline, Worm in front of her, but she chooses to swing it. And one very good and wide swing from Tenkate. And the D almost got. Immediately pick up. Number 16, Sam.
It's Pat Notre with the disc.
Looking for an open option. Springer behind her. Ooh, and number 10 not ready to get this one. Durst. Again, a new opportunity for bonus zone girls to make this point. And
Pat
getting their
Notre.
first break.
Pat Notre going with the flick. Downwind, not one of my preferred throws. Personally, if I'm going with the wind, I would rather throw a lefty or a push pass or something that's
High release flick maybe.
high release flick. I don't think that anybody would approve of mine, but I'm sure that there are other people such as you who would be equipped to do it.
Liefestru again, upline open, throws it to, ooh, but that was just such a nice cut, but not caught by number 34. And again, stuck on the sideline. Ten Kate pushing pressure on the dump, but a beautiful backhand layout score. Unbelievable. This was a really, really nice save, but I think it was not in yet. Trying to get a reset. And of course, it goes to number 15, number 25 again, looking for options. And again, back to 15, Springer. And Springer puts it in. Beautiful open to the open side. And that makes 1-6 for P to the C.
What an excellent grab from, I believe it was Zam, normally who's been in the handler space this game, and she had an excellent save on Injai's late huck. Diola Injai getting into a sticky situation here we see with the dump. Springer. Springer just...
puts it beautifully in the open space.
There I would not throw a push pass.
I agree with you.
I threw one too many today, and that one...
Oh, and how many were that?
3.
3. Oh. And I have to say, Springer really stands out for me this game. Vivian Springer, number 15. She is making really good decisions, getting open every time in front. And especially with this win, throwing really controlled and good options. Also bringing the deep game. And also the first game today on the live stream in the women's division. I'm happy there is at least one today on the stream. Have you seen any women's games today?
I've seen very few because we are normally paying attention to our women, and the women's division played during our games. So sometimes I would peek over from our sideline and try and cheer on our ladies, but it's a little difficult when you're focused on yourself to lean over to the other side and hype up another team.
Exactly. So now bonus zone girls have another option for a downwind point. Scholte picking up, 52 next to her. Totally open. The white team putting up the zone again. Oh, and a turn.
This is one of the difficulties of pickups, I think, is that people play at slightly different rhythms, and people don't necessarily know the shapes that your shape of pass or the type of pass that you like to look for.
And also pace of the game differs. And Springer again wide open in front. Getting the disc, looking for a deep option. It's not there. 53 also with a beautiful cut. And puts it deep. And oh, beautifully deep by number 52 of bonus zone.
Good D. That was a good D on
That was
Elding.
definitely a good D in the end zone.
She managed to get a read on that early and was able to get a good position against Anso.
The classic zone is up again from the Lilliput team. Scholte beautifully through this zone. 252 over the top. Just too far, but I think it's very important that they try to keep hit it over this cup to make space for themselves. 53 picks up. Goes to Springer again. Looking for the rounds. Gets an up line. Just slightly too hard from Springer.
Diola Injai has a very good vertical, but it's a little bit hard to read those discs, especially when they're coming so fast and close to you.
Yeah, this was a bit of maybe a hasty quickie throw. Bonus zone stuck on the sideline, trying to get it off, but not many options. Goes to Kreithoff. Scholte swings it wide. Looking for a deep option. Gets to Scholten again. Scholten over the cup. Beautifully put, beautifully seen. Get it a bit back. 50 coup again. And she puts it to Kreithoff. Just out of her reach.
I like that shot, and I think that one of the great things about what Bonus Zone is doing to attack it is they're really coming into the cup. Again, I think one of these wide zones, I don't know what you call it for you, but I used to call it the fence zone, where you have one chaser and the sort of wide wall behind them. One of the disadvantages is that you're very vulnerable to crashing players, and so a handler can come in and they have very good vision of what's going to happen downfield.
Fischer, a Springer. Springer upfield, chasing her own disc, but ooh, just a misconnection here. Maybe a classic moment from a team that's put together for a tournament. Scholte to 55, Scholte again. Scholte, and again Scholte keeps putting this beautiful insides to her swings.
She needs to teach me how to do that.
I really like it. She goes low and they are almost always collected by her other handler. Nice save here, getting into the end zone, over the top to Kreithoff, and a second point is generated by the bonus zone girls. I think they are quite happy with this one. It was again a longer point, but still kept their calm in the front of the end zone.
Yeah, I agree. Scholte had a very good point. I think Kreithoff also had a very good point, really controlling the rhythm of that movement between the handlers, and Kreithoff had two important things. She had the open space for the long shot from 52 earlier in the point, the first turn, and she was just wide open behind right there. She had the good sense and intuition to jump behind the defender and see where she was open.
Yeah, and Kreithoff also is a Dutch national youth player for the Netherlands here. She was wearing the full-on jersey. And now Lievestroe with the disc in her hand, also wearing her Dutch national youth jersey, putting her hand up. And I'm hoping to see some different defense from the bonus zone girls. Maybe they will put up a zone. Pulse lands out of bounds.
What are we ranking that one? A 5?
A 5, because it was a few meters further.
It crossed the halfway line.
Exactly.
It's out of bounds, though.
We have a man-to-man situation. Springer again, trying to get it. Beautiful wide open. Number 16, Sam, swinging it to Springer. Swings it to number 25 again. And another great swing. Oh, and it goes on. Is it in? Yes, it is in. Beautiful. These were 5, 6 swings in a row.
Wow, what a toe in from Durst.
This looks very smooth as a no point. I do think swinging also at this point in the game is super important. I have the feeling when they keep swinging it, they're almost always a point after. And this catch from number 10 is beautiful. Durst just keeping it in for the goal. And Durst is scoring quite a lot, I think, for the white team. She has some stat on her name. Okay, Francis, we'll do another pool rating.
What pool are we rating?
The number 10.
Okay.
Sorry.
All right. A rating for Durst.
We were rating for Durst.
I'm not going to rank people using a 10 skill point. However, I do like the way that she uses her size. She's got big shoulders, and she's clearly got some strong legs and good speed. So I like the way that she uses her body to create space going deep.
And there the pool is up. And it lands inbounds. And the white team puts the zone again. And I think they are right for it. It's working for them so well until now. 52 again with a nice big up. And Scholte just not able to catch it there.
Gwen up with just enough pressure to make sure that her player doesn't catch it.
Durst with the disc to number 53. 53 looking for an option. She has number 25 behind her. Swinging it beautifully to number 65. Gwen up and the turn.
I want to highlight Durst's effort earlier in that point. She managed to throw and go, and she made a very sharp, excellent cut. She was wide open, and her player refused to throw it to her for
Scholten going
whatever
low
reason.
again for the around throw to number 0, I guess. And Scholten again breaking the cup to Kruithof. Looking to try and break the cup again. 52. 52 to Kruithof. Kruithof looking deep. 52. Oh, just too far for Kruithof to get there. Scholten again trying or breaking that cup very well. Going so low for their backhand around and then the flick over the top. This is also
solid
a
inside from
really
Sam.
solid inside, exactly. Looking for a dump. 25 to the rescue. Beautiful break throw for number 16. Caroline Sam collecting it again, making it 8-2.
In the first point, we saw Injai catching that throw. Now we see her throwing that one. She's really opening up her backhand. Again, I'm going to repeat it. I'm going to give another shout out to Diola Injai. She's really coming into her own as a thrower in this tournament. Normally known as a receiver on our Puck Mix team. Great step out.
Beautiful backhand around also from number 25. We have less than 10 minutes in the game. And I hope the Bonazone team will keep on throwing those beautiful inside throws and their creative and daring throws over that cup. And I won't be surprised if the Lillepuke girls will put another zone again in this game, because it's just working too well and they're generating too many turns to actually not do it anymore. The hand goes up. Ten Kate on the line together with Lievestru. Discussing a little tactics still.
So just as a little bonus information, what we have right here is that P2C currently are undefeated as it stands. It looks like there was a tie earlier between Bonazone and Sunrise. Sunrise, another pickup team between UK, Netherlands, and Germany. So they are looking for another win here.
And it's looking good for them.
Or a first win, rather, since they lost their other game to Hysteria and Hiccups.
Lievestru running through the zone. Trying to reach Ten Kate. Big swing to the middle, making their zone run really hard. But this is a difficult, and Lievestru got it beautifully. And still, nice catch by number 16, centers to Kate. Lievestru, Kate running after.
Have they played together?
Yeah,
Just a little?
They might. Beautiful swing again. Worm getting it. Back to 16. Ten Kate again with her hand up. Shouting, I'm open. Lievestru. Oh, and that was just not enough spin. And this is PUC again on offense. Springer wanting to throw it deep. Looking at her options. And of course, Springer chases the disc, turns around, trying to get it up line. Swings it. And there's one more girl behind, but just not enough to catch it.
Gwenapp slightly out of position. Springer, again, I love the way that she just runs and guns. She takes control of things, and everybody gives her enough space so that she's not crowding anything. She's just making sure that she's...
Wow,
oh my God.
beautiful save of Ten Kate. She goes high up to save that one. Worm to 16. Worm again. Trying to work really hard to get the disc around their somehow wall copy thing in this zone. And Bona Zone is really keeping this swinging around, and I think that is really working for them. Again, a nice, but Tenkate just is not able to catch that one.
I was going to highlight how solid Tenkate has been. She really has been a driver on this offense, though. She takes a lot of risk on herself. One thing I notice about her as a thrower that I kind of envy is she has a lot of wrist control, and so she puts different angles on the disc with using the wind. I really admire throwers who are able to control with such finesse.
I think our coach is happy to hear that. Beautiful swing from Springer again. And 80 puts it deep to 52, and it's just too far, but I like the option of number 80 here. And Lievestro picking up. And again, the zone is standing in front of her, waiting for her. She has Worm next to her, looking for that blade around. Number 16, beautiful grab, Lievestro again, upline. Back, swings it a bit far, but Worm is just enough on time enough to get it. Tenkate looking for her options. Lievestro. And they are really throwing it now over the cup again.
I think that that's exactly what Bonazone need to do. I think that they need to continue taking somewhat risky shots, but a lot of the players are open since, again, the point of this zone is to overload one side of the field. You want to force it to one. And an excellent attempt from Tenkate again, but just out of her reach.
Just out of her reach. Now, the PUC has a beautiful option in front of the end zone. Number 16 collecting, Caroline Sam. Swings it to Fischer, Springer. I don't know why I keep saying Fischer. And it is a goal. Beautiful, nice red zone momentum. And again, just a score by only swings. I really, really like that playing style.
Who knew that swinging the disc could actually be helpful?
Exactly.
But I think that that is our game. It looks like that will end it for us. Pat Notre putting in the final assist. And
yes,
the teams are slapping hands.
The game is over. Thank you everyone for watching this with ULTI.TV, an end score of 9-2, and also Francis Diederle. Thank you so much for joining in, and I'm happy to see you for the next game today.
Thank you very much. Bye-bye.
I'm Steph Pazzo, and I must eat.
Sometimes commentator, sometimes food eater.
On my ultimate travels in 2023, I sampled culinary classics from all across Europe,
Oh, wow.
guided by some of your favorite ultimate players.
That's the Dutch hospitality for you right there.
I'll give you an insight into the secret spots that only the locals know of.
Are these the best schnitzels in Vienna?
Yes, of course.
Yes, of course.
Go find Steph Pazzo on YouTube. Like and subscribe and follow the European Ultimate Must Eat series.
Those who do not know their history can never relive it. The skies, the dives, the sideline smiles. Our past is held in photo albums, drinking stories. The present is a gift. And here at ULTI.TV, we want to make sure we always appreciate it, capturing the immortal moments of Ultimate from around the world and making sure everyone can enjoy them for free, forever. Because the future belongs to all of us.
Thank you. Thanks. Merci beaucoup. Yeah, ultimate.
ULTI.TV.